Good morning, sir. Are you Esker Boyin?
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Your Honor.
Mr. Boyin, in cause number 25 DCCR 0351, the state has elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of a Class A misdemeanor assault from March 5th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Let's pause here. No contest might sound like giving up, but it's a strategic plea. It means the defendant doesn't admit guilt, but accepts conviction. Think of it as saying, I'm not fighting this, but I'm not confessing. Either why would someone choose this? Sometimes to avoid civil liability later. Smart maybe, safe, not always.
No contest.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed those documents on the computer, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
It's that paper computer we went over.
Yeah.
And do you understand what you signed with him?
Not all like clear set in my mind, but
Okay. Well, do you understand that if I follow this agreement that you've made, which is for a 2-year deferred probation, that you wouldn't be able to change your mind later?
yeah.
Okay. And you understand that the agreement that you've
What
reached.
is probation? It's
So-
the first time
It's flex.
criminalized as a criminal.
So,
Locked up as a criminal.
All right.
It's affected disorder.
right. Understand, Mr. Parker.
As I know, I was in jail and I blacked out. Then the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital.
Okay.
I go to spinal tap now.
I understand. I need to make sure.
I've explained to him, Judge, that the required probation, he'd have to report once a month. He has some fines and fees that we go with that. There's no fine. There's just the court cost.
Probation is where you have a supervision officer that makes sure you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Community.
What?
Not get in trouble.
In trouble for what?
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reset the case. Mr. Boyin, I'm going to have a doctor come visit with you to make sure you understand everything that's going on before we go forward, okay? So when they come out to the jail or visit with you online, you need to make sure and visit with them, answer all their questions.
The judge hits pause on the whole process. Why? Because if a defendant doesn't fully understand the plea deal, the court can't move forward legally. That's due process 101. The judge's job isn't just sentencing, it's making sure the system is fair.
Yes, sir. I got to make sure.
Jesus Christ, no.
I got to make sure you understand everything
No,
that's going
my
on.
first time blacking out like that. I was in jail and I
Okay.
didn't get fed. I was naked
Okay.
and I blacked out.
We're going to go back with the
That's my
bailiff.
first time I was doing anything like this.
We're going to make sure you can go back with the bailiff. Go ahead.
Oh. Yeah. I do have.
I'm going to delete that paperwork.
Okay.
Good morning. You're Antoine Deal. And Mr. Deal, you were previously in court and entered pleas of true to counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. On probation for the second-degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation, placed on probation. I think the dates in this updated report are, I must be wrong. It says on May 8th, 2025, he met with the high needs officer for the initial visit. Should that be May 2024? Yes. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. So placed on probation back in April of 2024 for that offense. The allegations, failure to report, failure to work, testing positive, that didn't do the theft prevention class, behind in fees, and behind in restitution.
Failure to report, positive drug tests, missed classes, unpaid fees. This laundry list is the probation nightmare package. And notice the court is digging into dates and details. A single slip-up can spiral into real jail time. Probation isn't freedom, it's walking a legal tightrope.
There was no agreement. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Mr. And I've received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yeah, Judge.
Any additions or corrections to that report?
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
Up from the state, other than Ms. Court has any addition.
Okay.
I would like your thought.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead, Mr. Lewis.
Judge, this situation, from talking with my client as well as members of his family, is definitely one that his substance abuse issue is something that he definitely needs to address. He's willing to. He understands that that's, definitely been in his way as far as definitely trying to complete his probation successfully. I would also like to add to that, after speaking with him and with some of his family members, that I don't believe he was on any type of mental health or any type of conditions dealing with his probation.
He was
I know it's
high needs. Mm-hmm.
Because from talking with him, there's definitely some things he has gone through in his past that I think affect him and are triggers for him. And I believe that, if he's able to get that type of help, to help with that, I think that would definitely help with the substance abuse issue. I believe there are vehicles available through community supervision that can address that. He's more than willing to accept that help at this point, understands he needs it. I know it looks like the recommendation in the updated PSI from probation is for ISF. It's something that they would recommend. He's more than willing to comply with that and try to work with that as much as possible. If there is anything that's available that has some type of aftercare or anything, he's more than willing to do that as well. Especially, like I was saying, as far as, any treatment he can get as far as, that would definitely help with some of the traumatic things he's gone through in his past. I think that would definitely help with the substance abuse issue going forward for him, Judge.
Okay, and the recommendation isn't necessarily ISF. It's if I were to continue, but the recommendation sounds like they've exhausted all efforts that, anyway, Ms. Smolfino?
Judge, I certainly respect all the efforts that Ms. Court has put into this defendant, and I don't ever like to overstep what the recommendation of the probation department is with respect to trying to help a probationer, but my read of it is that it's probably time for revocation, but I certainly would defer to what you all.
Well, it sounds like that's the recommendation of probation as well, really. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I mean, sure, go ahead.
Please speak. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. I really have. But I beg you, Your Honor, please give me another.
Let's talk about second chances and third and fourth. This defendant has a record, revoked felony probations and missed opportunities, yet here he is, begging again. The court hears these pleas daily, but at what point does sympathy become a cycle?
But you begged me when you were here before.
Yes, ma'am. And I got out, and the second day I was back on the streets. I did not have a plan for my life outside of just getting free. I met with the ASAP team, and they really gave me a lot of inspiration, a lot of hope so that I can change my life. Granted, Ms. Court has done an amazing job as my supervisor, and I apologize to her profusely, but I am not someone who wants to waste away in a jail cell.
Well, so here's the thing, Mr. Deal. When I looked back at your original pre-sentence report,
Yes, ma'am.
there wasn't an agreement in that case. It was a cap. And the reason for that cap is because you already have felony criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
You've already had 2 felony probations that were both revoked.
Yes.
And then I gave you probation again because you stood there and did just what you're doing right now. You saying the words.
Please.
You need to stop because it's not going to get any better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
By what you can say. I appreciate that you probably would like to do what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
But you've been given every opportunity. Probation's worked with you. Again, those felony probation revocations, one was in 19, one was in 2021. It's not like they were a long time ago. You've been given every opportunity on probations now 3 times. 3 times. And she worked with you. When I'm reading through this pre-sentence report, Ms. Kaur tried to contact you. She tried to reschedule.
I was just texting her. I was homeless. I have been homeless a lot of my life.
But that's what probation's for, is to help you. You have to go to probation. You can't keep using those things as an excuse.
Yes, no.
All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 6 freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of burglary of a habitation. Going to sentence you to a term of 5 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification. I need you to sign that with Mr. Lewis. It shows that this was not an agreement, so you do have some limited rights to appeal. I'm also handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Lewis. I understand this isn't what you want. Take advantage of it. And when you get out, take advantage of opportunities in the community, because there are some that can help you. All right? You can go back with
Say one last thing to you, Judge. I will change my life.
I hope so. For you.
For me.
Yeah, I hope so. I really, truly do. All right. Sign that document, please, sir.
5 years. That's the final call. The judge tried probation, rehab, outpatient support, all rejected or violated. This moment, it's the justice system drawing the line. And when you've exhausted every alternative, prison isn't just punishment, it's inevitability.
All right. Are you Victoria Bailey?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Bailey is 25 DCCR 0170 charged with assault on a public servant, and in 25 DCCR 0278 charged with assault of hospital personnel. And Ms. Bailey was evaluated for competency to stand trial by Dr. Capon. I received that report dated April 22nd of 2025. Dr. Capon makes the finding in each of these cases that Ms. Bailey is currently not competent to stand trial, and that inpatient treatment for competency restoration is warranted. Is there any other evidence with regard to competency, Mr. Parker?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nichols?
No, Your Honor.
Then at this time, based on that report, I am going to find Ms. Bailey not competent to stand trial. Order that inpatient treatment for competency restoration be provided at the appropriate facility, and that at that facility for a period of not to exceed 120 days from the date Ms. Bailey gets there, and we will await to hear if she has been restored at the end of that 120 days. You can go back with the bailiff, ma'am.
120 days?
Well, they're going to send you to a hospital to get you some help to make sure you understand everything better. And so cooperate with everything they want you to do, and we'll get you back here and get your cases taken care of, okay?
So I'm going to the hospital, then back to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
120 days at the hospital?
Well, it depends if you do what they say at the hospital and follow all the instructions, medication, whatever it is, so that you have a better understanding of everything that's going on. Okay?
I don't need medicine to understand.
You can go back with the bailiff.
I don't get it. Why y'all taking me to the hospital, then back to jail? What does that mean?
This last scene raises real questions. If someone is found mentally unfit, how does the system balance treatment and punishment? 120 days in a psychiatric facility might sound like to help, but returning to jail afterward. That's where rehabilitation meets a brick wall.